Hey, welcome in.
What's up? What's going on, man?
Episode 2.
Episode two.
Let's do it, man.
We're on to bigger and better things,
Yeah,
Step two. We're moving on up in the world.
dude. Exciting first week. I mean, I was stoked as soon as I was fired up all week. Like, dude, we did it. We did it.
That
Like,
was exciting. Yeah, that was
yeah,
exciting. That was a fun episode one. It was good to, get into that space and just kind of talk and just kind of conversate. It was fun.
yeah. No, it
So,
was a great time. With that, I haven't even shared this with you yet,
mm.
but here's some first week results from the podcast.
Oh gosh, would love to hear them.
All right. So we dropped it we dropped it a week ago. We're gonna
Uh-huh.
release this on Wednesday tomorrow. But so far, we have 16 followers.
Wow.
16. Not bad for the first week.
Hey,
That's
I
two a
like
day.
it. That's
Two a
two.
day plus a
Yeah,
little extra,
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bonus. It's probably grandma, grandpa, our
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
We created 3 Instagram or Spotify accounts ourselves. So we got to 16.
That's it.
Uh, I put some poll questions on there. So make sure you guys check this out in the Spotify area that you can actually answer the poll question. So last week, the poll question was, what topic would you like to learn more about? And I said, first time home buying, investing in real estate, or preparing your home to sell. And one of the top answers, and we'll talk about it actually in this podcast,
Mm.
is first time buying a home. So we're going to spend a good deal of time on that today. We're going to deep dive into home buying, give you a nice overview of that, and then we are going to actually be hosting a live on Zoom and potentially in person
Yeah.
here first time home buying class. So we'll give you all the details for that. So stay tuned. We have that coming up. It's happening here in February,
Yes.
keeping you guys aligned with your 2026 New Year's resolution
Yep.
or goals. We're here for the accountability. So, so as you go through and listen to this episode too, look for the poll question of the week. If you have another question that you want answered, go ahead and send us a DM at
Always.
gh_lending
Yep.
on Instagram or Sacramento.realtor on Instagram. But please be sure to follow, leave a comment, share this with anyone that you think may like it or get a laugh out of it.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun last week with Pokemon. I know my brother took a listen to the podcast and was
I'll
like,
never not laugh when you call it that. I'll never not laugh.
so well, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. First on the agenda today is going to be our February outlook.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to? Personally, professionally, what's going on in the industry
Yeah.
in February?
Yeah. No, shoot. Like we mentioned, on the last episode, January is a month for a lot of folks to kind of revisit their goals and kind of figure out, if buying a house is going to be for them in 2026. And we were talking about it. We saw a lot of activity in January. I base it off of just simply loan
Yeah,
applications. We had, a lot come through in January. So I'm really looking forward to, setting aside time and conversations with those people and really kind of seeing how that transpires into February. I think February is looking pretty good right now. So that's going to be exciting from a business standpoint. From family standpoint, shoot, we're going to the snow, I think,
oh yeah,
one of the weekends this week. So that'll be a lot of fun. Taking the girls up there. We have the Super Bowl, obviously,
yeah, yeah,
coming
yeah.
up.
Who do you
So
got? Maybe that's a poll
uh,
question. No,
you know what?
who do you got?
I
You
like the
got
Hawks. I do.
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Uh-huh. That's gonna be my pick.
You
I'm
want to
not
call a score? You want to call it? What do you got?
let's see
Yeah.
here. Let's call it 24-17. Let's just call it
Okay.
that. 24-17. Hey,
24.
by the way, if that happens, that's gonna be pretty incredible. So you heard it here first. So
24-17
yeah.
Seahawks.
Yeah.
I'm kind of rooting for the Seahawks myself. As a uh, lifelong Raiders fan, the Patriots have this like deep pit in my heart.
Yeah.
With Tom Brady in the BS Tuck rule
Yep.
that I've never heard
Yep.
of before nor since. that moment.
I think it was created right then and there
Yeah.
during that time.
Anyways, I love Drake May. I think he's awesome. Vrabel's doing phenomenal. The defense is lights out. But
Yeah.
I mean, it should be a very fun and exciting game. I'm just going to go straight to quarterback, and I think that the seasoned experience
Hmm.
of Sam Darnold is just going to outplay
Yeah.
and maneuver Drake May.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, it should be fun. Should be exciting.
It'll be a good game. It'll be fun to
Yeah,
watch for sure. Without a
yeah, yeah.
doubt. Yeah.
Nope,
So
awesome.
yeah, that's kind of what I got going on. What about you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for real estate, I mean, kind of like you're saying, like you can see things are spring has sprung a little earlier
Mm,
than normal. I would say
yeah.
we're getting the calls. We're getting, hey, we want to. We're thinking about listing now. We're getting ready to do our home buying. I've been looking, and now I think I'm ready to actually go see some stuff in person. Something I highly encourage you doing.
Mm,
Like I tell people, uh, that's why any good realtor hires professional photographers,
yeah.
because we want to get you into the house, and then you get to the house, you're like, whoa, that does not look like that,
Yeah.
and it's because we hire the pros. My job is to get people through the door.
Get some foot traffic.
Get some foot traffic.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you guys are out there, you want to take a look at some properties or got some questions on neighborhoods, I mean, that's something we'll definitely do for our clients, and we'll spend some time here actually reviewing
Yeah.
a lot of these different neighborhoods and things like that. So, yeah, outside of that, man, today, well, technically, you'll see this tomorrow. My middle just turned 3, which is nuts.
Mm, happy
So we
birthday
have
to
a
her.
6, 3, and 1-year-old now.
Yeah.
So just keep praying for me. They're all girls. My dog's a girl. My wife,
Oh,
like I'm
dude,
just
man.
outnumbered
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
fullest. But it's fun. With that, I know you said you're going to the snow,
yeah,
and I know you follow NorCal Family Friendly
yeah.
on Instagram.
Sure do.
Abby's awesome there. I highly encourage all of y'all to go and jump on. She posts amazing events happening in and around Sacramento. They actually have a post dedicated to sledding and
Hmm.
tubing,
Right.
and a bunch of other things. So again, that's NorCal Family Friendly, local, gives you all the things to do. I know you have a couple things that you have your eye on for February.
Yeah, no, totally. There's a Lunar New Year festival in Elk Grove. I'm local to Elk Grove. I live here in Elk Grove, so we'll definitely be checking that out as a family. That's at the Elk Grove Regional Park. So that's February 14th, 15th. So that sounds
Okay.
like a lot of fun. So yeah, something that we'll be looking into. Number one. Paw Patrol. I don't know how
Yeah.
your household is with the old Paw Patrol, but gosh, my girls love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're what do they got going on? They're live February 28th downtown. So just
Yeah.
it's a great source for people who have kids to go to really kind of figure out what's going on in the area. What can I
Yeah.
do with my kid? It's a beautiful day outside. I need to get them out. What's going on?
Yeah.
This is a great page for that sort of
Cool.
stuff. And so I
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Well, not
So
even just kids, right? So we actually had a buyer consultation meeting
yeah, that's
on
true. Yeah,
Saturday,
yeah,
right? Was Saturday? Yeah,
yeah. It
Saturday.
was Saturday. This Saturday.
On Saturday. This is multiple kid, households here, right?
Yeah.
Your minds kind of go quick. Anyways, we had a buyer consultation meeting. We were talking baseball. What team do you like? X, Y, and Z. And then I was like, shoot, Abby just posted that there's Giants Fest happening
Yeah.
at the Rivercat Stadium at Sutter House Park that same day.
Hmm.
So they were going to take a look, do finish the consultation, and then like, hey, we're going to go, I think,
Yeah.
donate blood, and then
Yeah.
or do a blood sample or something like that, and then we're going to go to check
Yeah.
out Giants Fest
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
call his brother. So it's not just for kids.
Right.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on there. I know for us, um, you know, my 2 oldest, Hello Kitty night at Golden One Center,
Mm.
February 6th. Card collectors,
Yay.
card vault. You can see the man himself, the Tuck Rule King,
Mm.
Tom Brady, is coming to. He opened a brand new card store
Oh wow, is that
called
right?
the Card Vault. It's right next to Golden One Center.
Hmm.
He's going to be there actually on February 5th at 3 o'clock.
Wow.
So you can bring maybe
Wow,
your
how
Raiders
cool.
jersey. He's a Raiders owner now.
Yeah, he is.
He's
Yeah,
like the team that I killed the most. Yeah, let's
yeah,
let's let's buy that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tom Brady will be at the Card Vault on February 5th. And then, it's big in our household. Yeah, I mean, I think every kid show is big in our
Yeah, true.
house. But Peppa the Pig is going to
Mm,
the Harris Center in Folsom on February 15th. So if you're looking for stuff like that, or just last minute idea, go check out the NorCal Family Friendly on Instagram. She posts stuff all the time. Definitely encourage you to do so.
yeah. Great page,
Yeah.
great outlet. So
All right. So a cool fun fact that I just heard that kind of goes back to what took place in January. Not all of the numbers are tabulated yet or come in. We typically get those in the middle of the month. But one that is in right now is roughly 60% of homes that went pending in January were listed in January.
hmm.
So that shows you that buyers are there, they're ready, they've seen the inventories on the market,
Yeah,
and they're
wow.
looking for stuff right now that a seller is motivated, making it happen, priced appropriately, whatever it may be, right neighborhood, right time. But 60% of homes that are pending were newly listed properties.
It's like a instant demand
Yeah,
indicator.
yeah.
Like
Like
bring
people,
in the inventory, the
exactly.
buyers are right there to pick it up.
Yep, yep.
60%. It's a
60% of
healthy
homes.
percentage. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're on the fence, you're thinking, hey, we want to sell this year, maybe do a upsize, downsize, moving out of the area, whatever it may
Yeah.
be, the opportunity might be there now. I mean,
Totally.
quicker market, last year too. So
Yeah. And kind of talking about on the pod last week, right? Talking about like how it's cyclical
yep,
and seasonal, and here we are talking about 60% of the homes that were listed in January, poof, gone,
gone.
right? So again, I think just a great testament and a great point to, again, local market, Sacramento market
Yeah,
is incredible. And number two, it's already going. It's already going, and I think with the rates are helping a lot with that. And I think that's a great stat to show people that it
yeah,
doesn't matter if you're listing in January, December, right in the middle of the summer. I mean, it's the demand is there right now. So that's
yeah,
great.
yeah. Of those homes that were priced 600,000 or less, on average, are receiving roughly two offers
Mm,
per listing,
yeah.
and then that middle range, that 700 to, I don't call this the middle anymore, but 700 to like 1.5 million, or in that little 1 point whatever mini
hmm
offers,
hmm
so roughly one offer per home there.
hmm
Over 1.5 gets back to two offers.
Interesting.
So this kind of entry level home buying multiple offer situation, and then this luxury market multiple buyer situation.
Hmm,
So there's some people out there on those fringe areas that's the most action. You're
right.
selling luxury, you're a first time home buyer. So
Right.
any of you guys out there looking for, maybe have some questions, you want some more data, some more details, just reach out to us. I'm at Sacramento Realtor on Instagram, um, and we're willing to dig in and get you the answers that you need.
Absolutely. And
Uh,
I think behind every stat too, there's a story, right?
exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's kind of the biggest thing. We're happy to debunk any stat. Like you said, if you got questions, please feel free to message us. If you're seeing stuff, reading stuff, and you just don't know really what it is, or you think that it may be of some importance, please let us know, and
Yeah.
we're happy to talk about it on here. We're happy to talk about it directly with you, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, perfect. Another fun stat just came out here is the 2024, census data, right? But
Mm,
2024 census data just came out, and it talks about migration from who's either coming to California and who's leaving California.
yeah.
And I think first thought that most people have is, oh, it's politics, it's political. I think let's get rid of the smoke there. I'm not saying that that's not reason for some of these folks, but if you put on your finance hat, one of the things I was looking at, well, actually, before we get there, do you have a guess of maybe the top one or two states that people were moving from? So leaving that state and then coming to California.
From to California. Gosh, let me see. If I had to guess, let's call it Oregon, and let's call it. I'm gonna try and stay real close. Let's call it Arizona.
Okay. Arizona's really close,
Okay.
actually second on the list.
Okay.
28,000 residents moved to California from Arizona. Oregon is like seventh or eighth on the list. About 18,000 folks moved
They're
from
eighth, huh?
Oregon to California. Um, so one of the things that I noticed, and I'll read you the list here of who is leave, or what California is leaving to. But one of the things I noticed about that list is that of the states of where Californians are leaving are actually really all low tax burden states. So
Yeah.
either they have no state income tax or their taxation is much lower than California. So is it maybe less political and more just fiscal?
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of my thinking. So number one state, you want to give a guess of where Californians are moving to?
Where Cali people from? Let's call it. let's call it Nevada.
Dude, that's really close.
Yeah.
Really close. 53,000 Californians moved from California to Nevada in 2024.
Mm.
Texas. Texas, number
Texas.
one. 77,000 folks moved to Texas from California. Actually, Texas is also number one, is the number one state from people moving from Texas to
Wow.
California at 40, I think it's
We're
40.
just
Yeah.
exchanging bodies. You know what I mean?
45,000 folks moved from
We'll
Texas to
trade.
California in 2024.
Wow, that's so
But
odd that they're both number one.
yeah,
I mean, wow, that's
but
flip
also
flopping.
big if you think about it too. Texas right now, that Austin area is really uh, trying to create a massive tech hub, kind of like Silicon
Yeah,
Valley, of Texas.
and they've
So
been on that for a little while
yeah,
now
so
too.
they
Yeah,
that could be a reason why maybe
sure.
it's a lot of that industry, leaving Silicon, going to Austin saying I'm going
Yeah,
back to Silicon
yeah,
Valley, whatever it may be. But that is definitely a coincidence of how they're just kind of really, like I
totally,
said, exchanging populations.
totally.
So the top five states here of where Californians are moving: Texas number one, Nevada number
Yep.
two, Arizona. So again, Texas, no state income tax. Nevada, no state income tax.
Hmm.
Arizona, I believe, no state income tax.
They do.
They have a tax.
They
Oh yeah,
do.
okay.
Yeah.
Washington, no state income tax.
Correct.
Florida, no state income tax.
Yeah.
And then Oregon, which I think is another
Oregon's no
minimum,
sales.
no sales tax.
Correct.
Okay,
If I'm
so
not mistaken. Yeah.
again, low tax
Yeah.
burdens
Yeah. Totally.
nonetheless. So really cool. If you wanted to see the full list of that, go ahead and reach out to us. We'll get you those numbers and statistics from the Census Bureau for 2024. But just I thought it was interesting. Texas
That is
is
interesting.
number one on
Yeah.
both going to and moving from.
Yeah, no, for sure. It really is. And like to your point, you take the politics out of it, right? You take the
Yeah,
smoke out of it, right? Blow the smoke to the side. And to your point, right? Three of I think the four states that you mentioned there, the top ones, with no state income
yeah,
tax. And like you said, I think it's people just fighting to stretch their dollar,
yep,
and that's really what it comes down to. And I've had friends move from California out of state, and I think it's for the same reason. And you can't blame these people. It's right now people are trying to find ways and do what they can do to take their dollar further. So
yeah.
those make total sense to me. I mean, nothing really jumps out as surprising there.
Well,
Um,
with that, you're licensed in how many states?
yeah, so I'm licensed in four. I am licensed in California, in Oregon, in Arizona, and super random, but it's there. It's South Carolina.
There you go. So
So
if you're looking at moving to any of those states,
that's right.
you can still keep him
Yes,
as your trusted lender.
yes, I can help you. I can still work with you. I'm licensed in those four states.
uh, First time home buyers. I think we got a lot of folks over the last week when we mentioned first time home buyers in the podcast that have reached out. Also, before this one today, you're talking about the liveliness of the application market, so to speak, that you're receiving right now. So we want to obviously be a part of the team. We want to hold people accountable. We want to help people with their real estate goals in 2026. And so, what we wanted to do today is just go over
Yeah.
first-time home buying scenario.
Yeah.
Maybe give us some details on the different loan programs, what
Yeah.
type of opportunities are there? Is it something that I have to do now if I'm looking now, or can I do something now if I'm looking later?
Right.
Answer some of those questions and really just role play a little bit
Absolutely.
on what that process looks like, and give you guys just a overview of the first time home buying program and
Yeah.
process, and
Yeah.
hopefully get you
Trying
some answers.
trying to make it simple as possible for folks and show them that it's not scary.
Yeah.
It's not scary. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm going to put on my first time home buying hat, and so let's just kind of role play and see what's out there. So hey, Garrett, I met you at an open house last week, and um, you gave me some good information on current market rates and
Yeah.
things like that. And so I'm interested in really learning more about the first time home buying process.
Absolutely. The very first step that we would need to take in order to really kind of gauge anything in particular is filling out a loan application. That is the basic number one step, filling out a loan application. Two ways that we can do that. Number one is online. We have many links, whether it's website, social media, on my email signature. It's everywhere. But basically, you can click on that and you can fill it out. It takes maybe 20 minutes online to fill out. That's option one. You can do it online. Option two is we can do phone consultation, and I'm just filling it out for you over the phone. Again, 15, 20 minutes. Me just simply getting more information
Got it.
about you.
Okay.
That's step one.
Step one. Okay. So either do it online or just give you a call.
That's it.
Okay. Simple
That
enough.
easy.
All right. So I say, all right, Garrett, I'm going to call you and I give you my information.
Yeah.
You process that information. What happens next after
Yeah.
that?
So step number two, after that loan application is complete, is I'm going to be sending you a list of documents that I will need
Okay.
in order to fully pre-approve you. Said documents include W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements, and driver's license. Pretty easy,
Yeah.
pretty light for the most part. And once I receive those documents back, that is when I can start my review. At the time of asking you for documents, your credit will be pulled. We will be pulling credit, and that will be applied towards your loan application as well. That is step
Okay.
two: pulling credit and collecting documents.
Yeah. So fill out the application. I give you last 2 years of W-2s,
Yep.
last 60 days of pay stubs and bank statements,
Mm-hmm.
and my driver's license.
That is correct.
You pull our credit at the same time.
Yep.
So you got all that data, and you do what with it, and what happens next?
Yeah. So step three in that instance, once I have everything back, is now I'm able to piece together loan estimates.
Okay.
And so with these loan estimates, right, as a mortgage broker, right, that is where I go back and take a look at the 50 different approved banks that we're approved with, that we have, and we're basically shopping for rate, cost, and loan product. And so that is when I go ahead and do, the back end side, put together the loan estimates, and then once those loan estimates are complete, we are then scheduling either another phone consultation, or it can be a meetup. But on this particular meeting, I like to tell folks it's going to be about 45 minutes,
Okay.
because we're going to go over everything on that loan estimate. And by everything, we're going to go through your payment, what you qualify for, what you can expect closing wise in terms of total cash to close, those details. You're figuring that out on step three.
Got it. So
Yeah.
behind the scenes, without me having to go to local bank over here and bank ABC over there, you're going to take my loan application
Mm-hmm.
and run it through all of your affiliate banks that you're associated with as a broker.
Yep.
And you're going to give me 3 to 5 different loan options when we go over those loan estimates.
That is correct. And that is the true benefit of working with a mortgage broker, is that we have access to just simply more options for people.
Yeah.
And the ability to work with one person, work through one person, and be able to have access to that, it's going to help you. It's going to help the consumer, saving money. I mean, it's just as simple as that, right?
I mean, I think also, obviously, we want to save money, right?
Yeah.
But the time, how long, if you think
Yeah.
It takes 20 minutes to go through the application, like you said. Then I got to give you my documents, and then I got to go through, this kind of loan estimate phone call, 45 minutes. So
Yeah.
let's just say that right there is an hour, 15 minutes of time for those 3 tasks.
Right.
And you got to do that for 50 banks. I mean, I'm not going to, as a consumer, I'm going to
Right.
go to maybe 2 or 3,
Right.
right? Maybe
Right.
something of that nature. But you're doing that all behind the scenes,
Totally.
all just before you even have that loan conversation. You're doing that for your clients.
I am, yeah, and
Okay.
that's yeah, and again, it's with me working specifically with a mortgage broker with access to that. Those are the perks. Those are the benefits.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That I mean, honestly, that's like really. I mean, we all have these busy lives.
Yeah.
Whether we got kids or no kids, or we got professional
Mm-hmm.
careers and social aspects after that, and you just, I mean, that sounds phenomenal to me. Okay, so I go through those process. We go through the loan estimates. We go through all the data and the details and the numbers, and I say, okay, great. I was approved for $500,000. I'm a first-time home buyer. Um, you have these couple different loan programs for me. Uh, Maybe I'm a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I'm a teacher and I have good income. I've been working there for a while. Are there any programs for maybe certain professions, like whether it be a teacher, you're a local police officer, you're a doctor or nurse?
Yeah.
Are there maybe some special perks for some of those types of industries? I'm not limiting to those industries,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
for some stuff like that.
No, great question, and there are for medical field professions and for educational professions, and as well as law enforcement. Those are kind of the big three, and they really always kind of have been.
Okay.
Um, but for those three professions in particular, yes, there are general perks, additional perks for those professions, and whether it's perhaps lower costs. Or it could be lower down payment requirements, whatever the case may be. For those specific professions, yes, they do have additional perks for those particular professions.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
And those are all things that you're looking for as you're taking the application. You're asking where we were.
yeah,
You're looking at those things. So
yeah,
you're kind of saying, hey, this firefighter program may work,
totally,
may benefit you and your family, or
totally.
things of that nature.
Totally. That is our job, and that's where again the loan application with filling out the details, getting employment details,
Yeah.
that's where that pops up. It pops up right there, kind of knowing
Okay.
exactly what you do on that
Yeah.
loan application.
So I don't even have to know that, hey, I work in said industry
Mm-hmm.
and there's certain, potential perks for me from that industry. That's something that you as a professional, you kind of know, or you'll
Yeah,
get generated as you run those details.
100%,
Wow.
always.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
All right. So we figure out the numbers, we figure out the loan program that we want to utilize. So in general, just specifically speaking, we typically have conventional loans, VA loans, FHA loans.
Yeah.
Outside of those, maybe those perk type of loan programs
Right.
for professions or something like that. I guess just high end overview of maybe what those loan programs are.
Absolutely. The majority of the public will fall in between either conventional or FHA. Those are the most two popular types of financing options available, period. VA, right? Yeah, for your veterans.
Okay.
And I know that we were wanting to do a segment
Yeah.
on VA, and we will. But yes, VA is specific for veterans. Conventional FHA. That's kind of the wheelhouse for most people, and determining right what is best suited for that particular individual between conventional and FHA honestly is loan application to loan application. It's
Yeah.
in the details of each specific application, what the criteria is, and kind of what they have. So, and determining their qualifications. So, a lot can go into it. That's kind of where setting up that loan consultation, right? You really kind of figure out which one is best suited for me, and kind of getting the details as to the why.
Yeah.
But yes, conventional FHA I'd say are the most two um, most popular programs for the population, for the masses.
Yeah. Um, so we go through that portion and I qualify for the loan, right? I got pre-approved for 500,000. I got steady income, good solid job history. Debt to income ratio looks good. The only thing I'm missing is maybe a little bit of down payment. I just don't have the savings
Yeah.
available for like,
Yeah.
hey, I need this much money down.
Right.
I didn't have that, or I'm still working towards that, but I don't want it to stop me from reaching my goal of buying a
Totally.
house.
Totally. And for those folks, there's several options that are available. Number one is down payment assistance, right? And I know that we've talked about it, right? We've got the Dream for All that's available. And again, that'll be for a short time. That those are short-term funds that are available. But aside from the Dream for All, there are other down payment assistance programs that are available for first-time home buyers. So to answer your question, we'll look into that. Number one, we'll look into down payment assistance. Number two is, and we talked about it on the last episode, seller credits, right? We were talking about the average seller credit in was that for 2025?
That was for January.
Okay.
That was for January, yeah.
Gotcha. $9,000 on average. Like, wow, that's a lot of money. So, utilizing down payment assistance and seller credits together, we should get pretty darn close to covering,
bridging that gap.
Yeah, bridging that gap. And so, with seller credits, back to you. I mean, talk to me, from a real estate standpoint and a realtor standpoint, with these seller credits. What are you looking for, and how are you really trying to gauge these seller credits and get a seller credit for a client, for a first-time home buyer?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, as the real estate side of things, right, letting you have your runway and doing your thing, getting us the foundation that we need to have these conversations. And you come to me and say, hey, Antonio, they're pre-approved, they're ready to go, this, that, and the other. And the only thing is, we need, pretty commonly, we need 15,000 or we need 20,000 of some kind of seller credit. And so from there, I really try to strategize with my clients. During our buyer consultation, we're going to learn about each of our clients, what they want, what they don't want, areas that they want to be in, budget that they want to stay within. Because sometimes you're pre-approved for a budget of like, say, 700,000, but I don't want to spend 700,000.
Right.
I'm comfortable at 500,000.
Right.
I like that payment a lot more. And so, we have those details, but you throw in that nugget from time to time, like, hey, we also need 20 grand. It's not the end of the world. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
So from that point, it's me getting out there and getting ahead of it, right? Maybe we search for some properties that have been on the market a little bit longer. I use my network within, kind of my realtor network and that I work every week. And we try to find those nuggets of, hey, the seller's motivated, the seller's ready to go. Maybe it's an off market property to where we're able to get you into the home before the rest of the public sees it. We write them a nice offer and we give a little detail about what we're trying to do and why we're doing it. We let them know that we're working with a phenomenal lender who's going to close on time or early. And all of those things stack up for small little wins that ultimately get us and bridge that gap for whether it, the certain property, or to bridge the gap of, we need 20K from the sellers. So it's not impossible. I mean, we have done this, yearly for clients where we're bridging gaps. We're helping folks just kind of really find and meet their real estate goals of buying a home. Yeah. So it's not impossible to go out and get 20 grand. That's a lot of money, but we can make it happen. Yeah. And we have made it happen.
We have. And to piggyback off of that, especially with the market that we've been in the last several years with credits being available to folks, I kind of gauge, right, someone's loan application by three components, right? It's income, credit, and funds to close, right? Yep. And usually if you got two of the three, you can kind of be in a good spot to where you might be able to make something happen. Right now, I would say income and credit, right, if you're going to have two of the three, those are the two you kind of want to have. Because right now, as we just talked about with funds to close, there's ways that we can bridge that gap. And there's no bridging a gap with credit. Like credit's credit. Like credit can take a while to fix up and heal. And obviously we help folks with credit. And some instances credit's really quick to fix, and in other instances it just takes time. Credit's tricky. Same with income, right? I mean, your income's kind of your income, right?
Exactly.
And that can take time too to grow. So again, that's how I look at it. You got three components, three pillars, and if usually two will get you in the door. The two that you want to have is the credit, income. We'll work on the funds to close. There's ways that means to bridge that gap for folks.
Yeah. All right, that's awesome information, Garrett. So we got the seller credit, we did down payment assistance, or we're looking at those different options. Are there any other opportunities for buyers out there to come in or find ways to bridge that? Hey, I just don't have enough down payment for this property.
Absolutely. Two other options are retirement, as for one. Retirement over the last couple of years, I've noticed that for a lot of borrowers, retirement has been a way for people to tap in to grab funds. And I highly encourage folks listening to check in with your 401k provider and see what perks there are if you were to do an early withdrawal. I think you will be pleasantly surprised that a lot of 401k providers will allow you to do an early withdrawal and not be taxed for it and not be penalized for it
Yeah.
if it is for the purchase of buying a home that you intend on living in. And so that's been a great way for people, who may not have the funds. I ask religiously now when I'm doing loan applications with people, hey, what's your retirement look like? How much do you have in there? Are you open to it?
Yeah.
And having those conversations. Hey, there's pros and cons, and we weigh those pros and cons, and I do believe that there are a lot of pros to looking into that avenue. So, anyways, retirement funds, number one. Number two, gift funds. So, gift funds is a lump sum of money that you are not obligated to pay back from family members. So, you can mom, dad, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, cousin, grandparents.
Yeah.
Bring in the whole family. Bring in the whole family to help. See who can contribute what. But gift funds is another means of ways that we can kind of bridge that gap. And my gosh, I mean, Ryan, we do. Folks bring in gift funds.
Yeah.
I feel like all the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that's another one that's more and more
yeah,
common.
yeah,
Is folks bringing in gift funds. So
yep.
make sure you send out your birthday cards, your Christmas cards. You
That's
never
right.
know. Like,
you never know,
grandma, hey,
That's right. You got to call every month. You got to check in on grandma and grandpa, right? See how they're doing.
You sound like a real estate agent now. Oh man. So awesome. So a couple extra ways and potentially some more, right? It's part of the consultation process.
Yep.
Is figuring out where can we maybe find some of this money.
Yep.
I know another thing is, from time to time, you got companies have certain type of maybe loan product that they'll do, or like the city of West Sacramento had a loan program for a while that gave down payment assistance. But the biggest one that we know about that we talked about last week and you mentioned already is California Dream for All program.
Yeah.
And applications open up for that fairly soon.
Yeah, they sure do. It is February, if I'm not mistaken, it is February 14th.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
a Saturday. And Valentine's Day.
It might be February 24th. Let's call it that one.
Yeah.
It's got a
It's
4
end of the month. It's at the end of the month. So we'll leave that in the show notes below. Check that out. Garrett will post on Instagram.
I will post it on Instagram.
So,
yes.
Let's see. Actually, nope, I don't have it written down here. But I want to say it's the 26th.
I think it's the 24th.
We're not gonna fight over it. But here nor there, it's coming.
It is.
California Dream for All program is coming. It's happening. You might be right. This might be the 24th. That's a Tuesday. Sounds better than the Thursday. But anyways, so that program is for first-time home buyers specifically.
Yes.
California residents. They're going to give you up to 20% or $150,000
correct
to buy a home.
Correct.
And that is free money. The only time you repay it is when you go to sell a property. Correct. So
or refinance.
Yeah. So the only way to get into that program is you got to go and you got to talk to Garrett. Got to get your loan application in there. Once you get that in there, you will get the ticket to submit to the state of California for the program, and then we will, do whatever dance we got to do or do the prayers that we got to do,
cross our toes,
and get you in there, and hopefully you get that ticket and that call sometime in April, May, or something of that nature.
Yeah.
So, but that's coming. Here nor there, it is coming. It's coming quick. So that program's amazing and awesome. It goes quick every year. It has since it first started. Um, so I guess any other closing remarks on first time home buying? We went through the finance process, we found the money, and then after that, it just comes down to really finding the right home.
Yeah, it comes down to finding the right home, and oh gosh,
Well, I would say, what are some no nos to do when you're, and maybe that's how we'll end that segment, is what don't you want to do when you're like, hey, I'm ready to buy a house, I'm going through the loan application process. Is it okay to go out and like, hey, I got in contract on a home and it needs a refrigerator, washer, and dryer, so I opened up a Lowe's credit card.
yeah, no, for sure. There are no's when trying to buy a house. There are no's for sure. One of them, as you mentioned, is right. You don't want to really be messing with your credit. You don't want to be opening up anything huge. You don't want to be buying cars, right? That can jack up your debt to income ratio. Big financing purchases, things like that. I'm not mad about like opening up credit lines. I think that's fine. Just so long as you're responsible about them, making sure you're doing on time payments, things like that. But my gosh, the cars are the killers. Like
Cars are
yeah,
killers. Yeah.
cars are killers. You go and finance a brand new vehicle, and it's like, whoa, hold up, that just changed your purchasing power by 100 grand,
Yeah, or more.
$100,000
Easy.
or
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
So, yeah, as a couple knows, I would say that is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Is big purchases to the credit. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, great info. Uh, Really, what it comes down to is we're going to have a much higher level class on February 23rd. We'll put the Zoom link below, but reach out to us on gh_lending and Sacramento.realtor on Instagram. We'll get you into the class. We're going to have a guidebook for them
Yeah.
on the financing side of everything. We'll have an overview of what the home buying process looks like. If you are thinking of, hey, you know what, I want to maybe jump into that, I want to ask some questions, or reach out to us. That's what
Hmm.
we're here for.
Hmm.
That's why we are doing this podcast, to really reach
Yeah.
more folks and to let them know that you're not just working with a realtor and a loan officer. You're working with people who live in these communities, and we're part of it. And we're people and we have families.
Totally. Totally. And we have the date, but I don't think we've told them yet the date for the first time homebuyer seminar. I don't
Oh,
think we've
well,
actually
what
said
is
it
it?
yet. It's February 23rd.
February 23rd. There you go.
February 23rd.
Six
February
o'clock.
23rd, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yep.
Yep. And so, anything else you want to add on maybe what's going to be provided in that class?
Yeah, absolutely. So in this class, kind of like the role play that we did earlier, we're going to take a little bit more in depth as to, some of those more underlying conversations as to, yeah, just a loan application. Like we'll talk about like what conversations happen in that loan application. We'll talk about more specifically the documents that may be requested, and because for every person, again, it could be different,
Yeah.
right? For
Yeah.
self-employed people, the documents that we request from you will be different than someone who's W-2'd. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about loan programs. I know that we kind of briefly touched about it, conventional versus FHA. We will go into detail as to the key components as to what may determine which one is better suited for you. I think that's going to be critical and that's going
Yeah.
to be key. So we'll definitely talk about that. We'll talk a little bit more about ways and means of bridging the gap between closing funds. So we'll talk about that as well. So a little
Awesome.
bit about all of that, I would say.
So February 23rd,
Yeah.
6 o'clock on Zoom.
Hmm.
Uh, so if you are interested in that, go ahead and we'll have a link below for you to sign up on.
Yeah.
If you know someone who's thinking about buying, selling, has questions, whatever it may be, go ahead and send them the link. Send them our contact. We're there to really nurture those relationships and get people's questions answered.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the last piece to note on that is whether you are thinking, hey, I want to buy next month, I want to buy 6 months from now, or I want
Yeah.
to buy next year. At the end of the day, whatever your timeline is, it's our timeline. And I don't think that you can get pre approved. Like, I don't think it's bad to get pre approved sooner rather than later. I think that the sooner you do get pre approved, it can be better because now you're looking and saying, okay, what do I need to work on? Where do I stand?
Yeah.
Right. And so it's all positives. no negatives to getting pre-approved sooner rather than later, no matter what your time frame is.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
important to have those conversations.
Yep.
So
And just because you got pre-approved doesn't mean you got to go out and buy tomorrow
no,
or next week or
mm-mm.
anything.
Nope.
What I tell you hit the nail on the head in terms of get get pre-approved, find out where you're at, and if we can get you you're at a 680 credit score, how do we get you to 700 by the time you're ready? Or if you're at 7, how do we get you to 740? Because now the higher we can get you, the better the pricing is going to be, the more your money's going to go. The further that your money's going to go, the better interest rate you're going to get. So those are some things that we can control and that we can help you control. If you're one of those that, hey, I got low credit, I messed up a little bit here, Garrett and I have resources that we can partner you with that will help you work through those credit issues, that will help you maybe get some of those derogatory remarks removed
Right.
from your credit score. So we have those resources. It's not one of those things like, oh, these guys only want to talk to people who are buying today. No, that's not the case. Like, we are here for our clients throughout this process and after they close on their home.
Yeah.
So we're one of those, few folks within the industry where you work with us and then you kind of like, you don't ever lose us. Like, you kind of, you're not like shaking us
Right.
off or anything like that. So we're going to be here after you close. We're here to help you. We're invested in you and your family, and we want to see you guys succeed just as much as anyone else in this world.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we'll stop it and then we'll do this last little segment here.
Okay. Oh shit.
Well, we didn't start this till like 11.
Yeah.
All right, before we go, I got maybe this will be a segment, but we asked you earlier in the podcast to go ahead and answer the show question, send us your questions, and so I have a couple of questions that I received this week, and that I want to try to get those answered for our viewers out there,
Let's do it.
listeners. All right, this first question actually goes to you.
Okay.
All right, do you think interest rates are going to go down?
Yes. If I'm going to say yes or no, right? I'm going to say yes. I do think that.
Okay.
I think it'll be, it's not going to be an overnight thing. I think it'll take some time. And gradually throughout the year, I do believe it'll go down. Yes. My answer is yes.
Yes, there we go. This is actually a really good question. What happens if rates drop, but I just bought my home?
Yeah. So if rates dropped and you just bought your home, there's a rule for refinancing. It's you got to make 6 payments. You got to make 6 payments before you can refinance. And after those 6 payments, you can basically assess where your interest rate is at versus where the new market rate is at. And if refinancing is saving you money and you feel like pulling the trigger on that and saving some money, you can absolutely do it. So that is the rule on that. If you just bought and rates are now lower from where you bought, you got to make sure you make your 6 payments first, and then you're free to refinance.
Oh, so hope is not lost.
Hope is not lost.
Got
No,
it.
it is not.
Okay. Another question here is, should I sell now or should I wait to the spring market?
Love that question.
And so what I would say, and we get this so much, whether they're buying or selling, it's like, I want to time the market perfectly. I want to time it perfectly. And unfortunately, there's no such thing as perfect timing. Honestly, as anything really in life, the timing will happen when the time is supposed to happen. If you are ready to go ahead and list your property and you're ready to go, I would say let's go for it. Let's at least start the preparation process, right? Let's get the parts moving. Let's not wait until spring comes and then, okay, now we're going to get things ready. We can start those things now. We can do pre-inspections on your home. We can start doing some curb appeal things. We can start fixing the small things that, the curtain fell off here and we just reattached and never fixed the holes, whatever. We can start those things now. So if you're ready to sell, let's get that process started.
Yeah.
And get you ready. So there's no perfect time,
Right.
is what I'll say to that.
Yeah.
Any last minute thoughts, closing thoughts?
I think right now, week over week, rates are the same. As I mentioned last episode, conventional, you're looking at a 5.99 to 6.5%. FHA VA is 5.625 to 6.125, and that's kind of the range they were in last week. That's the range that they're in this week. No immediate week over week change, but overall, looking pretty good.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys are, thinking buying, selling, investing in real estate, we love to have those conversations. If you want to sit down and grab a coffee with one of us or both of us, let us know. We're there for that. Love meeting folks in our community. If there's events that you want us to present, you got an event coming up and you want to say, hey, well, let me give a little bit more publicity out there. I would love to have that. Go ahead and send us those details. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But follow us on Instagram. Please like, follow, leave us a 5-star review on Spotify. We're really trying to bring this to as many people as possible, just to bring the information out there and to strengthen our community. So,
Mhm.
all right, y'all have a great one.
Thank you.